PCA community. I am here with Elaina Russo, our Director of Development, and Elaina, it's great to be back with you. And we're going to be talking about something really close to our hearts. We're really excited about it this year. It's PCA's annual auction. What can you tell us about the auction? What is it?
Yeah, so PCA's annual auction is a long-held tradition here at PCA. In fact, we're in our 27th year, and it brings together our families and our broader community to raise money for variable tuition. At the heart, that's what the auction is all about. It's to raise money for variable tuition, which is the program that helps families offset tuition costs for their children, help bridge that gap for families who could otherwise not afford to send their children to PCA. And in fact, this year we have about 245 students who are here because of the variable tuition program, and that's almost 50%.
Yeah, 588 enrolled, and so building our community really relies on everybody bringing what they can. Variable tuition, the auction really helped that.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Elaina, it's been a while since we've done this. There are some logistics and understanding about how this works. Could you just fill us in on some of that?
Yeah, sure. So this is the first time we're having our in-person auction. Again, for the first time in 3 years, since 2019. So right now we are planning for March 19th here on campus. Saturday, annual auction.
School day.
School day. So we're going to come back to that in a minute. So I said Saturday, March 19th is the auction day, but things actually kick off 2 weeks before that. So the Friday before, on the 11th, we have our silent bidding that opens up. And then the following Friday on the 18th is the artist's reception, the art gallery, and the silent bidding, centerpiece bidding rather, opens that day. So then these lead right into the main event, which is the next morning, that Saturday morning, starting at 8 o'clock. The doors will officially open for those joining us for that delicious catered breakfast. We're going to be served from 8 to 9:30 while that's going on. Silent bidding is closing out its final 2 hours. That'll stop at 10 o'clock. And at 8:45, the live auction gets underway. It is super fun. You do not want to miss it.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
A ton of fun. Yeah. Ton of fun. So we have done this in a while. We did it, you and I, and with Carrie Abood, hosted one offsite last year. But what items would families want to even consider bidding on?
Yeah, there is a little bit of everything at the auction, from romantic getaways to adventure excursions, helicopter rides, kayaking. There's autographed sports memorabilia, outings for your child with a beloved teacher or a mentor.
They're like some whole bundle class gifts too.
Yeah, bundles that the classes have put together. So if you've got a child going off to college this year or someone who's about to drive, there's all sorts of fun things like that. And you can view all of those right online on the auction page at our website.
Is it live now?
So you can view the items now, but you cannot bid on those items yet.
Okay, and how would I maybe see that now? I mean, where do I go?
Yeah, so right now you can go to the auction page of our website, or you can click on the link that's in the now, and it'll take you right to that page, and you're going to go and view the items for bid.
So the auction website, pcschool.org, then take me on the screen and go over to...
You're going to go over to support and click on auction.
Okay, there we go.
That's it.
That's how you can start to peruse, and can't bid though yet.
Not yet.
All right, we'll talk about that later.
Okay.
All right. So you may be going, who should be there? I mean, come on, Mike, we're in the middle of Omicron right now, and you're like, so who is this really open to? By the way, we'll talk about the medical stuff in March, about where we're at, but we anticipate being able to have it open, but really hope and plan to have a lot of people, but who should be there?
So to start with, it is a day of school. March 19th is an official day of school. That is, we are required to meet a certain number of
172 days. It is one of the 172 school days.
That helps us meet our state requirement. And so that's a required day of school for our students. So at least every dad and mom should be here that morning, because you're already dropping your child off for a day of school. But as you know, because this is a community event, lots of grandmas, grandpas, uncles, aunts, friends, work colleagues, church friends.
Alumni.
Alumni are also a part of our annual auction every year. There's so much energy and fun wrapped up into the auction. And honestly, most people come away having a great time. They are feeling blessed because they got the chance to be a blessing to a child and their family. And, not many people get to attend a live auction with a live auctioneer. It's a really unique experience. So if you've ever seen it on TV or in a movie, it really is very much like that, with that high energy, back and forth bidding. There's some really friendly rivalry. It's a really good time.
Yeah, it really is. And you're going to see, many of you are going to see your children, because the upper school students volunteer and they're there helping out. I think the kindergartners are always...
They are a
special
feature.
Yes.
Anyway, and everything in between. All right, so that's who should be there, and we hope to see you there. We get that it's an auction. Its goal is fundraising, but are there other ways to participate besides waving my paddle?
So there are other ways to participate besides bidding on something that you would go home with.
Okay.
So there's a very special portion of the auction called the Sponsor a Child portion. You saw that back in 2019.
Yep.
We rallied folks and shared and introduced that concept in our virtual auctions. But this is where it all comes together. This is where the heart of our families and the purpose of this event are the most evident, because families get to, yes, still raise your paddle, but you're not going home with anything in that moment. You are raising your paddle purely to sponsor a child to be able to come to school for a day, a week, a month, a quarter, a year. And it's a very special time. The energy in the room changes, and there's a feeling, a sense in the room that this is a shared goal.
Yeah, it is a special time, and we'll talk more as we get closer about what that looks like and how that works. So we do have a prayerful goal, a hope that we're all laying before God about trying to raise and support for next year. And can you share a little bit about that?
Yeah, so our goal this year is $150,000. And of course, more is always welcome. But that's our target, to be able to help as many families as we can for the 22-23 school year.
Can you give us a feel, like ballpark, where we've landed in the past? Is that like crazy big? Or?
It is not crazy. So we've raised almost $140,000 last year, year before. And, our expectation is that as we come together in person this year, some of that competitive rivalry and some of the engagement, since this is a required day of school, we're going to see that number grow.
Yeah, so that's good. So, like you always remind me, is what should we do, right? And so to prep for this, and we wanted to get this in front of you, but what should we start to be doing now?
Yeah. So there's really 4 things that people can do right now. One is mark your calendar for March 19th. Your child already has to be at school, so just set your own calendar that you're going to be here for those few hours that morning as well, and join us for the auction. Invite your family, invite your friends, your colleagues, your fellow alumni to join you in that fun morning. Purchase tickets to attend, or if you are a business owner, please sponsor this year's auction. This is going to bring more awareness for your business, and it also underscores that excellent Christian education is important to you. And it's also brand awareness for you.
And we're partners, right? I think we see that. You're part of the community here, and we want to encourage you in your flourishing of how you bring service to the greater community.
And then I think the 4th and final thing is bid often, bid high. Bid early. Remember that the sole purpose of the auction is to raise money for variable tuition, and every dollar helps either keep one of our current students here at PCA and or allows a new child to join the PCA family.
Yeah, it's huge.
All right, so now I have a question for you.
Just one?
Maybe it's more than one.
Okay.
So we were saying earlier, we haven't had an in-person auction since 2019, since before COVID. You had the opportunity to attend the last auction that we had before COVID in person, but you were attending as a guest. You weren't head of school yet.
Right.
What was your impression of the event that first year you came?
So Christy, my wife, and I both were able to attend as guests, and we're very thankful to be able to do that. And we were frankly both blown away by the community sense, the desire to come together, the fun, just to see whole groups of people connecting over food, fellowship, and then the purpose of the school. It is a real highlight for us.
Yeah, it's a special day. And Did you and Christy go home with anything last year?
Well, that year in particular, we did. So if you remember, there's the art is a big part of what you'll see. And some of them are from your children, some of them are from adults in the area. They're themed. Many of them are amazing. And Christy and I bid on a piece of art. If you watch any of my videos in front of a bookcase, you'll see that apple tree in the back. We bid and won that one. I was so thrilled to do that. It has a place in my heart. That's definitely something tangible we walked away with. And we walked away also, because we got involved in the Sponsor a Child and, really believing in that. I think really, a lot of satisfaction to be a part of something with a lot of other people.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Thanks for being a part of that.
Yeah.
All right. Last question. What do you have your eye on this year?
Oh, okay. So I'm kind of a experienced with other people type guy. And I heard that Adam Aboud and Terry Sharbaugh are doing a fly fishing thing. So and I don't know how to fly fish. I mean, I've seen it. I've watched River runs through it. It looks pretty cool. And I know those two guys, and they're really cool guys. And so I'm going to be bidding that up, and I'll be looking for other type things where I can spend some time with other folks. So
awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, well, thank you, Elaina, and your team, Elizabeth, Nanda, and all the volunteers that make this happen. If you're looking to plug in and help, we're always taking more folks just to assist in coordinating this wonderful community event as part of being the community. And we certainly hope to see you on campus on Saturday the 19th. And what do you say? Bid early, bid often. Go Eagles.